This week's The Rahman Experience is brought to you by Al Salam Gift Shop, the gift shop that has the best selection of oils, body sprays, shea butter, and other unique items. You can find them online at masjidsalam.com, MASJIDSALAAM.com. PMP Nutrition and Supplements. It's the spot to get your body in tip-top shape for the summer and for life. PMPnutrition.com. The Jacksonville Free Press, providing quality urban news for more than 30 years. And Edward Waters College, Florida's oldest private college. Edward Waters College, preserving history, promising futures. Welcome to one of the hottest podcasts in America. It's the Rahman Experience. The Rahman Experience. It's a brand new experience, a brand new time, a brand new way to do it. And yeah, it's all mine. I'm the one telling stories you thought couldn't be told. I'm the one that bring you in when you shaking from the cold. I'm the one always out front, yeah, trying something new. I'm the one that's gonna deliver when they ask what it do. Politics, entertainment, and science, all the news. Keeping you on the level with the stuff you can use. DJ Kids on the beat, and Ross got the track. It's the Rahman Experience. You know that's where it's at. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Rahman Experience. I'm Rahman Johnson. Always good to have you in the house hanging out with me. And yeah, it's an interesting news cycle amongst other things going on. I mean, there's so much. When I look at it, I sometimes wonder, like, am I living in an alternate universe? But it is what it is. Anyway, on this week's show, I'm really excited because we've got one of the main performers in StepAfrika. And when I tell you StepAfrika is one of the baddest groups that I've ever seen, they take stepping to another level. And by me being in a Greek letter organization, which stepping is really big, StepAfrika is a big part of that. So I'm excited to bring on the show this week Jerel Williams. He's a member of this StepAfrika troupe, and I can't say it enough. I'm really excited to have this group a part of the Rahman Experience on the podcast. We also have a look at the news, your best life, all of the usual stuff going on. A lot of stuff happening, though. Right now, about 60 people are dead over in the Middle East. We'll talk about that in the news. However, I think the biggest story that I want to talk about that's not really in the news is the lady, and I posted this on my Facebook page and I posted it on Twitter. The lady, that meme, white woman calls... the meme, white woman calls the police on black people at a picnic or whatever it is. That particular meme is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And so I was doing some research recently, and I actually found the original video where she went into having these conversations with people. I mean, with the 911 operator, like, there are people here and they're following me, and she starts crying. And I listened to the video is like 20-25 minutes, but I checked out the entire video, and it was probably one of the most interesting things that I've ever seen, but it had to deal with us talking tolerance. And I will say, I've posted some of the funny ones, like the woman was standing near a Cash Money Records video shoot, and she says, "Hello, 911, I'd like to report Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 and 2000s, which, they say on all their songs. But it's sad that in this day and time, these people were barbecuing, having a cookout, doing something that was legal, that they were supposed to do. And the woman said, well, I don't like you doing it here. And it just so happened that they were people of color. So really interesting stuff out there. Let's keep the discussion going. Remember, you can talk about it on my Facebook page, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/RahmanJFans. You can find me on Twitter @RahmanJ, or you can find me on Instagram, RahmanJ as well. And don't forget, you can also check us out. The show, I have to give shouts out to the entire radio network. Our show, 92.7thebeat.com. Thanks to DJ Chill Will and the crew there, as well as my crew, WEWC Radio, which they're producers for this show, and they keep us going and moving. You can tune into them by logging on to ewc.edu, Edward Waters College, my alma mater and the place I love. So, chilling here with me, though, I have one of I can't call her a mascot, but you're a student. And this young lady is beyond brilliant. She's only 12. Are you 12 or 13? She's 13. I don't want to she's a teenager, fully teenager. She is a dear friend of mine, Melissa Adams. It's her niece, and she's a mentee, but just a smart young lady. And she spent the semester with us learning production. She helped to produce the graduation at Bethel for Edward Waters College. So I'd like to welcome Autumn. Hey, Autumn.
Hello.
And you're going to be attending Douglas Sanderson School of the Arts, which is an arts-centered school coming up. I know you've auditioned. Come closer so we can hear you. You've auditioned to attend this School of the Arts, but you're not sure yet. So you're just waiting.
Hopefully, I do get in.
And what's your major?
In La Villa, it's creative writing and film, but hopefully I'll go to DA fully for film.
DA meaning Douglas Sanderson School of the Arts. Gotcha. Good stuff. What'd you learn this semester? Anything new, interesting, and unique that you picked up this semester here?
Adobe editing that I haven't learned yet.
Yeah.
Camera, like a technical camera, and on a Canon.
How has it been? Let me ask you this. How's it been hanging out with college students?
Fun.
And you're 13?
Bragging rights.
Yeah, there you go. It's something you can talk about and some stuff you can take back with you. Yeah. So, all right. Well, we have enjoyed having you around. It's been a lot of fun, and there's still more to learn because guess what? We're learning every day, too. Yes. So thank you for being a part of the experience. Maybe we'll have you to come back and talk about, because you do movies. You do what do you call it? Stop animation? Stop motion animation.
I learned it when I first got my Nook, the Nook. I used to watch YouTube on it.
Yeah.
And so I used to be obsessed with American Girl dolls, and people used to make AGSMs, which are American Girl stop motions.
Okay.
And I used to want to make them so bad. I actually made a YouTube channel and made stop motions for a good 3 to 2 years.
Wow. Yeah, and I've seen some of your work. It's really good. So we look forward to some big stuff. Future Ava DuVernay, right?
Yes.
There it is. Amber, I keep calling you Amber. Why do I do that?
My grandmother used to call me Autry.
I know, it's like this A name that's stuck in my head. I know nobody named Amber. I know one person named Amber, and I haven't seen her in years. You are autumn.
Yes.
Not fall, not winter, not spring.
Well, actually call me fall though.
They call you fall?
Yeah, if they would get my name, they'd be like, oh, it's like spring or something.
Hilarious. All right, well, thank you for hanging out with us. And good luck. I know you're going to get in. I guess I should say break a leg. Do I still say that with writers? I don't know. Break a piece of lead? Yeah, break a pencil. There you go. All right, so... Guys, don't forget you can log on and keep the conversation going behind the scenes, but we want to catch up with what's going on around the world. So right now, the news. There has been violence in Jerusalem as Ramadan is starting for Muslims around the world. This week, the Trump administration opened a new U.S. embassy in Jerusalem after years of having its headquarters in Tel Aviv. Now, the move was a fulfillment of a campaign promise by then-candidate Donald Trump. Israeli forces have killed more than 60 protesters in Gaza so far. Arab nations around the region are saying that the fighting back will continue. Just ahead of a U.S.-North Korea summit, it looks like talks between North and South Korea are starting to sour. In a series of statements, the North Korean government was dismissive of completely getting rid of their nuclear weapons program. Now, they also said they felt that joint U.S.-South Korea exercises in the peninsula was provocative. The South Koreans dismissed the statements as just growing pains. President Trump is scheduled to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-il next month in Singapore. Royal watchers are getting ready this weekend for the biggest social event in the world. It's the wedding of British Prince Harry and American actress Meghan Markle. They'll tie the knot in what's sure to be a very elegant ceremony. Now, we don't know the entire guest list, but it'll probably include Markle's best friend, tennis superstar Serena Williams, and her other bestie, Priyanka Chopra, who is a former Indian Miss World. A bit of a newsflash here. It may shock you to learn that Meghan Markle is not the first woman of color to join the royal family. In fact, Queen Sophia Charlotte, who actually became the Queen of England in 1781, was black, and she holds that distinction. You've probably been hiding under a rock if you haven't heard that joke about Whole Foods needing to be called Whole Paycheck because it costs a lot to shop there. Although healthiness does cost, it's important to be healthy. Well, groceries at the health-conscious grocer just got a little bit more affordable. Now, if you're a member of Amazon Prime, you'll get 10% off of all of your purchases at Whole Foods. You may remember that Amazon purchased the Whole Foods chain. Now, there are about 100 million Amazon Prime members right now. The service, the 10% discount, is only available in its Florida stores. But Amazon and Whole Foods, they're expecting to roll out the discount to the entire system later this summer. Okay, there you have it. You're up to date. We'll be right back with Jerel Williams from StepAfrika in just moments on the Rahman Experience.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The Rahman Experience continues. Hey, what's up? I'm Rahman Johnson, and as you can tell, my voice still a little bit here, a little bit there, but we are moving and going. Thank you so much for tuning into the Rahman Experience as you're doing and making this show one of the top podcasts in America. Now, today's show is about an interesting movement called StepAfrika. StepAfrika is one of the most innovative dance companies in America. Now, if you don't know, I'm a member of a Black Greek letter organization, Kappa Alpha Psi, and one of the things that my organization does, as well as other members of the Divine Nine, which are the 9 African American Greek letter fraternities and sororities, is they do something called stepping. Right? And so stepping, I know you guys have seen the movie Stomp the Yard and other movies like that, but stepping is a process of making rhythmic sounds with the hands, the feet, tapping on the body to create rhythm, to create sound, and we do it in synchronicity. Now, the stepping tradition actually originated in South Africa with South African miners, and they did something called the boot dance. And so, interestingly enough, I hosted a few members of a South African delegation on my campus a few weeks ago, and we took them around around the school, and the Omega Psi Phi, were out, and they were practicing some steps on the yard. And the South Africans were just blown away. And then when I explained to them, because this was their first trip to the United States, when I explained that the origins of stepping and what they did and where they came from were uniquely from South Africa, they were just even more enthralled. So it was great to share a piece of my culture and heritage as a member of a Black Greek letter organization, all of which, by the way, most of which are over 100 years old. But these organizations are something that are indicative of the past history that we've all gone through. So StepAfrika, a very powerful company. They bring African traditional dance influences, other kinds of dance performances, agility, and just energy. They do educational performances for young people and people, period. And what they do is talk about teamwork and how people can come together from different facets of life to really make something amazing. Now, each year they do a 50-city tour of colleges and theaters, and they perform globally around the world as cultural ambassadors. StepAfrika holds workshops, residency programs, educational activities, and so much more, and it's based in Washington, D.C. Last year, or in the past years, they received awards from the Congressional Record, the D.C. City Council, awards from the mayor, and other organizations, and even in his last term, they were invited to the White House to perform for President Barack and First Lady Michelle Obama. But I'd like to welcome one of StepAfrika's finest. I guess I'm a little starstruck. I can't handle it because this guy is from my city, so we are new friends. But I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to have you on the Rahman Experience. This is Jerel Williams.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the experience. So let's start out before we get in. Well, StepAfrika. How'd you get involved with StepAfrika? How did it start for you?
Honestly, it started as a dream. As StepAfrika actually came to Jacksonville and blessed us with their presence with doing a show at the Ritz. The Ritz Theater right there in downtown Jacksonville. And what happened was I was invited to come and do a show, open up for StepAfrika. Now, I always had a dream of being a part of some type of professional dance company. I never heard about StepAfrika at this time during 2012. But when they came to the Ritz known for me to do something positive in the community. I had a youth step team doing things around the community a lot with that. So they gave me a call asking if I would like to open up for StepAfrika. And when they did that, I was like, wow, okay, amazing. I looked them up.
Like, wait a minute, what is StepAfrika?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, let me look them up. And I looked them up, and I was like, wow. So I immediately gave her a yes that we can do it. We actually came up with the show the day of because it was a very short, very, very short answer back that I gave. Like, it was just the day of. So
Denise called you. Who?
I want to say Denise.
Yeah.
I really want. Yeah. Actually, it was her.
Yeah.
It was her. And they called us. We came. We did it. But when I sat in the audience, once we opened up for them and we sat in the audience, it was very amazing. Just hearing all the polyrhythms, listening to all the beats, the music that they're making together. They turned stepping into a whole nother thing. So ever since that moment right there, we had a one-on-one talk with StepAfrika and my organization about us opening up for them. And they just told us some amazing things of what we can do to be better at stepping, to become ambassadors in stepping, to just do our thing. And they were just teaching us all kind of like rhythms and techniques to become better steppers. So after that, man, like full circle, 4 years later, I auditioned for StepAfrika, and I come, it was like 70 people auditioning. 70.
The audition was here in Jacksonville, or where you were?
Was actually in D.C.
In D.C., so you went to D.C. for the audition.
Yeah, but the word had got out. But I had some friends actually keep me informed, like, hey, Jerel, you need to audition for StepAfrika.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you try out. I can see you in that. I can see you doing your thing with them. You need to go to auditions. Now, mind you, during that time, actually, I had to go to my class reunion, which was on the same day as audition with StepAfrika. It was my 10-year class reunion. Now, you know how that is when you see your friends in a long time.
Of course.
But I had to go to that. But then again, I had to make a better decision for myself to do what's going to be beneficial for my life.
So you missed the class reunion, but you changed your life for the better.
Right.
Future. I got
so you know your classmates ain't going to give you the money. So you got to go where the money is. You got to go where your life is. And stepping is my life. You know, stepping is my life. So I had to fulfill my dream. I actually started having dreams once it was still put in my spirit to go auditions. I started having dreams that, I am supposed to be on stage with StepAfrika. So after that, man, full circle came around. Now I'm a 2-year member now. This is my second season now with StepAfrika. And I've been with StepAfrika. I received the opportunity to become an ambassador of the United States by traveling over to Jordan, the Middle East. And it was amazing experience, being able to culture exchange with others, doing a dance called the Depke. Okay. Depke is a dance that they do in Jordan, one of their favorite dances, popular dances that they do over there. So we did a culture exchange with them. They taught us Depke, and we taught them stepping, and we put that in a big show at the end of the whole process.
How was that experience? The Jordanian people are extremely loving. I mean, I know some Jordanians that I've met in my travels. Yeah. Never been to Amman. You were in Amman, I'm assuming. What part of Jordan? Amman, yeah. Yep. So never been to Amman, but do have some folk I know. When you were learning that from them, how was that? And how long were you in Amman?
Was in Amman for 1 week.
Okay. So was that life changing for you? Because before that, had you done any international travel, cultural experience with people that had been from other places?
Never.
What did that do to change your life?
Oh man, just being able to communicate with people who don't even speak your language, but you have some people who do, so they can kind of give you like, now you're supposed to say it like this, say it like that.
Yeah.
Well, I was really interested. First of all, you got to be interested into the culture, different cultures and stuff like that, and be willing to learn. Yeah. So I was so willing to learn. I met some people at the store. I met my favorite restaurant. I had my favorite restaurant called Jody's.
That's the picture you shared with me, right? With the guys outside,
yeah.
Right.
So I had my favorite restaurant. They taught them a little step in.
They taught you how to hookah for real.
Yeah. And their hookah is really nice in Jordan, man.
Yeah.
Very nice. But the experience, man, was so amazing. Like first, man, going to the different elementary schools, showcasing the art of stepping, sharing what we do, and also just sharing the culture of black people, and let them know that all the black people in America is not what you think it to be, what you see on TV. So it was really amazing that we get to bring something very different, unique to Jordan, and something that we can share. You know, we can actually share music. That's what it is. It's music, body percussion.
While you were in Jordan, what was the food that you liked the most?
Listen, they're falafels.
How about kibbeh? Any kibbeh, jibneh?
Kibbeh, I haven't had kibbeh. And I heard about another special one that I didn't get to try. I can't remember it right now, but it's something.
Jibneh, fatoush.
Fatoush, not fatoush.
Fatoush.
What is it? Something that they cook. They got it. That everybody cook. It's the best thing that they taste. Not falafel. It's something I can't remember right now.
How about baba ganoush?
Not baba ganoush.
Did you like baba ganoush?
I haven't tried that.
Okay.
And we was everywhere. We actually had a travel agent that was helping us out to go to these different places. They had stuff already booked for us.
Yeah.
But when we was at our hotel, was able to, walk around and go to different places and stuff like that. So,
did you ever imagine when you were a kid growing up, Jacksonville, and let's talk about you from the beginning.
Okay.
You're from Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes.
And first of all, did you ever see yourself traveling internationally, teaching others? Did that ever cross your mind to be doing that as a kid?
I'll be honest. Honest, yes.
Okay.
Only because, by the Spirit, it always told me that you're a blessing to a nation and not just a city.
Gotcha.
And that was the reason why I had to transition out of Jacksonville to do greater things, to reach out to more youth, to more people, showing them that stepping is something, and not just stepping, but just my personality and my character, that I care about the community, so just being able to care about more communities in the world, yes, I definitely always had that vision come to my mind.
And where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida.
I mean, where in Jacksonville? Like
right there on the north side.
On the north side.
From 45th. Sometimes they say 45th and Avenue B.
45th and Avenue B.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a true Viking.
On the other side of the bottom.
The other side.
Because the bottom is over on this side by
that water.
Hilltop?
Yeah, by Hilltop.
But you're on the other side of the bottom.
On the other side.
Yeah, okay.
So,
good.
Right there.
See, I know a little bit about Jacksonville.
A little bit. See, I'm a Viking over here. I went to Rains High School, William and Rains. I'm a Viking. And that's going to be that. No other better school than that.
Yeah, whatever.
So.
Okay. So the way I met you is communities and schools.
Yeah.
How did you get started? You were working as a mentor. And so I met you. I was hosting a competition where I met, get this, bro. Well, you met him too, but we met King T'Challa.
Yeah,
King T'Challa.
Yeah,
T'Challa.
Nice too, man.
The Dora Milaye, I think it's Dora Milaye, the guards they had. And
it was nice too.
Weren't those kids amazing?
They was adorable, brother.
And I talked to the little boy. I put it in my, and guys, if you're wondering what we're talking about, communities and schools is a program in Jacksonville, Florida, where students have a chance after school to engage in certain activities and just have a good time, learn things, and they're having fun. Mm-hmm. And it's like an extended day program, but they're learning while they're doing it. Mm-hmm. Well, these kids came together and they have STEP, which is what you used to teach, dance, and cheerleading.
Yep.
Yeah, from middle and elementary schools.
Right.
I hosted it. You were the special celebrity guest, and you came to be a celebrity and give awards, talk to the kids.
Not exactly,
and so, whatever, man. He's trying to be modest, but he was a special celebrity guest.
I actually came. I came in town.
Eric Johnson told me you were invited as the special celebrity guest. I'm not. Let it go. Eric Johnson said you were a celebrity. Eric Johnson directed the program, and I'm
that's what you want to tell the people out there. I'll accept it. I definitely accept that. But it wasn't that. I came in town to see my family, friends, and I heard that Mr. Eric Johnson, who's the director over the team of programs, I heard he was having a step show competition. So I remember those things. So it had came to my mind, like, I have to go see. That's a way to see my people, to see people I used to work with. Right. And even speaking of communities and schools, they was actually my backbone to where I'm at right now in my life. So as far as like the different trainings, the different seminars, all kind of things that I was able to get through communities and schools. After working for them for like 8 years, actually. I've been with communities and schools for 8 years in my past. And it started just with teaching the elementary schools, man, getting them up and running, staying focused with them. And that actually got me to where I'm at right now, even more, and ready, prepared for StepAfrika. Because one thing, just going back on StepAfrika, one thing they do stand for is the youth and the community. And that's something that I already had in my belt to come and bring to the table. It's just the community and being there for the youth, having that background, that resume, to showcase that, I'm fit for the job.
Now, to get more information about StepAfrika, just to, as we talk about it, you can visit StepAfrika on Facebook, facebook.com/StepAfrika, and that's Africa with a K, AFRIKA. That's StepAfrika 1994. That is the Facebook page, or you can find them on Twitter or Instagram at StepAfrika HQ. StepAfrika with a K, AFRIKA HQ. Right?
Right.
That way they can look you up, find information about it, and upcoming tour and performance dates.
We have a calendar on our page that you can actually see.
Yep.
and let you know everything that we got going on around the world.
So tell me more. So you connect with StepAfrika. You get there. Well, you start with Cities and Schools. Were Cities and Schools, were they doing stepping before? And it's funny.
I know Cities and Schools too, though.
It was the precursor.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's just they changed the name, and it's so funny. I'm on stage and they were like, "Communities and Schools," and they said, "You're telling your age."
Right.
The fact that I remember it when it started out as Cities and Schools.
That's at least about, 30 years?
No, it's not 30 years ago, sir. It's not. That's a good one. So you put all of these pieces of the puzzle together. I'm losing my voice. All right, here we go. Starting again. 3, 2. So you put all these pieces to the puzzle together. Was the group at Communities and Schools, were they actually doing STEP before you got there, or was it something that you were able to bring to the program as a new art for those students?
They was actually doing stepping. They was actually having team-up competitions still at that time. I know one cheerleading and middle school step teams, but I can say I was the precursor of bringing in elementary step teams. When I was working at Sally B. Mathis Elementary, right there over in the Rebar area, I was actually teaching kids for about 6 years, and I had the opportunity to take them out of the school and make them into a community organization called Full Force Steppers. With that, I really started the precursor of getting elementary kids to actually start performing in the middle schools. Like they saw it a fit that elementary also needed too. They need some step coaches. They need some active. They need some competition or showing rivalry or something like that, just to get them into the stepping and into everything that everyone else get the opportunity to do. So yeah, I was the precursor to elementary. Being able to do competitions and stuff like that. That was fun to do. That was fun to see that grow and see that happen, because my kids really wanted to compete against a lot of kids. And they was good. They wasn't just, they're elementary. They the babies. No, they was good. They was really, really amazing. Like, for real. So,
besides the international travel, how has becoming, and I heard you say one thing interestingly earlier, that stepping is my life. Mm-hmm. So how has it changed your life, having this interaction with these people from literally around the world? Because everybody from the group is not just from the United States. They're from around the world. Yeah.
Well, it changed my life on many levels. One, keeping me away from like friends, like people who I don't need to be around, because some people can block your blessings by bringing on negativity.
Amen.
On that stuff that they have in their own personal life that's not meant for you. So sometimes watching the storms, watching people's storms that I participate with and stuff like that, and it changed my direction on that. Mentally, it also changed me because it's given me a better mindset of what I can do with a dance company or with the production for myself. I am still an artist, a visionary, a person, an entrepreneur, so I'm definitely learning how to ride a new wave, until I can serve. So that way I can better promote myself and have productions or build a team to have my own thing going on. So it's giving me a broader mind to see more things of what can happen with stepping, with a stepping company, and how you can mold it, how you can do this and do that, and where you can take it. So it's opened my mind on that. As well, just being able to just see more land, like being from Jacksonville, man, we don't get to see much, and not many people even travel. Some people don't know the other side of town, and Jacksonville is a very big city, so some people never seen the south side. The south side never seen the north side.
And in Jacksonville, that's like an expanse. And your city, Jacksonville, largest city in land space in the country. Yeah. So it's pretty big.
Pretty big, man.
Yeah. But people don't travel.
I
mean, there are people, I know I lived in Philadelphia for a time in my life, and there were people who, the entirety of their world was North Philly.
Right.
That's, and Philadanco and some other companies are in Philly, but they were like, oh yeah, North Philly, that's about it. Mm.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling to think.
Do that, man.
I
can't. So StepAfrika, man, they allow us to see a lot. We travel all across the United States. Right now, we actually have a part of the company. The company is 16 full-time members. Okay, we don't work very big with a lot of people, so it's a very
So
small
that's
company.
huge that you, because like with Ailey or Dance Theater of Harlem or those other theaters, you have lots and lots of people and lots of slots. You were one of 16.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep, one of 16 who auditioned out of 70. And out of 70 people, when I started, only 6 people made it out of 70. Only 6 made it to be a part of StepAfrika at that time, which was the first time that StepAfrika have ever picked more than maybe 2-3 people like that. And StepAfrika don't normally pick a lot of people, but the vision for StepAfrika has changed. And things change the more you have your business running and things are going, things are going to change. So I'm in that new change of StepAfrika now having a double cast. They used to only work with like maybe 9 to 10 people on tour, maybe sometimes 11, taking them on tour. But now you have split cast.
Okay.
What we can do, some people can do college shows at universities, any type of college. And then you have another cast who can do what we call theater shows, much upgraded show, bigger theater, bigger platforms. And we also we have a show called The Migration. The Migration is a story based off the story of Jacob Lawrence.
Yes.
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 That's an awesome show, awesome on Broadway show that we're now bringing to DC. That's going to be in June. You can also go to the website and look up The Migration that StepAfrika is putting out here and see what we're doing with that.
Okay.
I guess going back to your first question, man, like the change, it's just being able to see so much, man, do so much, learn so much.
And so you're into energy. We talked about energy transference, that kind of thing. And you like crystals. Crystals are something you travel with, you have. How did you get started in understanding crystals and their use and that kind of thing?
Well, I can't really remember when I got started. I just know Step, especially was starting with stones, one being a tiger eye. One time I was in Massachusetts with StepAfrika, Salem, Massachusetts, and they had like a shop with a lot of stones and everything. I would say that'd be the first place that I actually started buying stones. Normally I used to look at them and study them and just see what they're about and what kind of energy that they give off. So I just started getting them. I just started with a few stones. I started learning about them, and then I also started learning how to use them, because you don't just want to have them and say, "Oh, you have energy," but it's also about the meditation of it and putting them in your hands and doing everything to get the proper energy from it. So in the beginning, when I did start getting them, it was just for show. Actually, it was just something nice, a nice little.
The trinket.
Trinket to have on you and stuff like that. But then I started studying and it got better. And I had people come in my life to actually show me how to use the stones, because they started noticing them on my body. And they was calling them out and naming them.
That's lapis. That's tiger's eye. That's whatever.
Right. So I was like, oh, whoa, how you know about that? So when I started noticing more people are into stones, it made me want to learn more about them, and the crystals, rubbing the crystals in your hand or
charging them with energy.
Charging them with energy, as well as just the stones, just holding them, praying, meditating with them in your hand, get energy from them. And
do you have a favorite stone?
My favorite stone is the tiger's eye.
Tiger's eye. It's a protection stone as well. Yeah,
and the black onyx.
Yes.
Yeah. The black onyx stone is really nice.
What about those people who say, "Oh, please, that's a bunch of poppycock. Those are some rocks."
Like rocks.
Yeah. What about people who say
I just believe that something inside of them is fighting their true self. So I don't think they really understand, because so a lot of people are not into energy. They're just not into energy or don't believe in it.
Yeah.
But energy moves around us all day long, all the time. Energy moves around us. And then you got to also just pay attention to your ancestors and go back and see what it was like to live like your kind and what we're just doing, like what their practices and stuff like that. And a lot of our ancestors used to use a lot of stones for healing and protection and stuff like that, and they actually work. Some people may look at it as witchcraft or they're just rocks, or y'all just come making up something out of your head. But it's your own belief. It's your own belief, and what you put energy into, you get it out. So
Yeah. Brilliant man once told me that. Garbage in, garbage out.
Okay.
Good stuff in,
Right.
good stuff out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So as you move on, what does the future hold for you? Like, what are some of the things you plan to accomplish and that you want to do? Obviously, you're traveling with StepAfrika. You have a huge packed schedule. You're teaching young people, so that part of your life is being fulfilled. But what else do you want to do? What's good? What's out there for Jay?
for Jay, so that's a good question. First thing that came to my mind is first getting my degree. I'm still working on a degree to get my degree in psychology. And
Why
also,
psychology?
Psychology is because I actually want to be a guidance counselor. I want to be a guidance counselor in the middle or the high school. You know what I'm saying? When I can catch the pre-adults or the adults, you know what I'm saying, going out into the world. But being able to just be a guidance counselor and helping out the youth, still being there for the community. And at the same time, I can maybe, while being a guidance counselor, I know I could be like some type of sponsor over a step team or some type of dance team or something. So just being able to get into the schools, having that background of a degree to still be able to help the youth out, you know what I'm saying, and channel their minds on something positive and great, or find resources that they can use, or just being a help so that they can find their way in that path for their own life.
$1 million question. I know you're not going to answer it, but I'm going to ask anyway.
Nope, I am not.
What was I going to ask?
You're probably going to ask me, so what is your relationships like?
No, I was going to ask about.
I don't have them. I don't have
Because you know, yeah. I guess that's the question down the road. Because I'm sure because there are men and women on the StepAfrika team.
Yeah.
So I'm sure on the road, the women are throwing themselves at the guys. The
Nothing like that.
Guys are throwing themselves at the women.
So
I'm sure. Come on,
we
you're
have
performing.
so much respect for each other. It's all
No. I don't mean.
Oh, we talking about not the workers.
fans.
The fans. No,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, exactly. Come on, I've been on
All
tour.
right, all right.
Like I've done shows.
All right. I
But
mean, it's not.
I'm not
that
saying
bad.
you guys, but it is bad. You like for me, people like, oh, when you're on the road, when you're on tour, when you've done this, that, and the other. I'm sure you've done
But
this, that, and the
sometimes
other.
we don't be there that long. We only be there for just to perform and we're out. That's it. Honestly.
And I'm telling you, it could be a night. I've been there, and whether you want to recognize it or not, tell the truth. You can't handle the truth, in the words of Jack Nicholson. but so I'm not gonna even ask you guys about that because you're on tour. That's you spend your life on the road.
So what was your question?
Greek letter organizations.
Greek. Well, I'm not affiliated with any
Exactly,
Greek organizations.
but you do. You said you want to complete your bachelor's.
Oh,
which
if I
means you'll be
was
an undergrad. So is there one that and obviously. Well, you may answer. I don't know, but is there one organization you look to say, I like that group?
Yeah, there actually were some.
But are you going to share the
cool
group that you like?
Colors? They were very cool colors.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
One can be bright, one can be dark.
Really? That's how we're going to answer
one
this?
One can be shiny, one can be dark.
That's how we're going to answer
It'd
this?
be me.
For now. For now.
Yeah.
But so you're just basically going to avoid my question.
Maybe apples. Maybe apple pie. I can do a apple pie.
Yes, you're just going to create your own fraternity. Like Beyonce did.
Apple pie awesome.
Apple pie awesome. So you like the alphas. Is that what you're telling me?
No, apple, not alpha.
I know, but I thought that was code or something.
It wasn't cool.
Because like Beyonce, did you check the Coachella performance?
Oh, I love Coachella. It was
so
amazing.
we saw
it took
Beyonce.
Me back to my band days.
Didn't it take you to band? Yeah,
it took me back.
So Beta Delta Kappa,
okay,
which was her. You saw that with the B.
It's supposed to be Bay and all that.
Yeah, Beyonce knows.
Yeah, but it really didn't spell.
It did. Beyonce knows.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look at it, like people are saying they're going around wanting to pledge. See, I'm Greek, so I know the letters.
Okay.
So B, and then you had the pyramid, right?
Right.
That's Delta.
That's Delta. Yeah.
And then K for Kappa.
Okay.
Beyonce knows.
Okay.
Pyramid for the rock. Beta Delta Kappa.
That is right.
So BDK is like the new. Why do I know this stuff?
I sound like you're part of some type of hive.
I am not a part of any kind of hive.
All right, Rock.
It's online. Wait a minute. I am a professor of popular culture. I have to be plugged in. I am. One of the classes I teach is called "I Am the Plug."
Now you know what I like that.
It's a hip hop. It's like hip hop journalism. I can't be the plug unless I'm plugged in.
That's real.
Yeah. So I looked it up. People, they have come up with names. People are having pledge processes for Beta Delta Kappa. It's real funny. Yeah,
Wow.
It's a lot. It's real extra.
Wow, y'all do a lot for the Beehive.
For Beyonce. Yeah. So basically, you do have your idea on your eye on an organization.
Yeah, I do. If I was to go,
We just won't know it today.
you just won't know it today.
But you do have your eye on it.
I do have.
Okay. Is anybody in your family Greek? Any Greek letter?
No one in my family.
So no one said, "Hey, this is stepping." This is what you just found it, and I'm gonna learn to do that.
Actually, when I was in the 8th grade, I seen some classmates rehearsing in the back hallway.
Yeah.
And I seen them. I came downstairs. I asked them like, "What is that you do?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, we step in." They had canes. Actually, hey.
They were Kappas.
They are. They Kappas now. When I think
Wow.
about it.
Wow.
This is 8th grade, people. So I seen my brothers down there practicing for a little, middle school step show and that we had going on. I asked them to teach me how to step, but actually I learned stepping from my peers,
Right.
from my brothers, and they taught me how to step in from there. When I got to high school, I saw that it was a real thing. But in high school at Rains, it was like being in college because you had the D5G boys was the black and blue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the gold and blue, which looked like they was Q dogs. Then you had the Principle of Perfection, which I was a part of. POP.
Yeah.
And they was based off Alphas and Kappas. And we stepped with canes and stuff like that. Then you have
because when back in my day, the groups that we had, they were gone. Did you have the board?
We have the board.
How about the Ivy League?
No Ivy League, but I heard about them.
Yeah, they were running Z516.
Q-Dog, I mean not Q-Dog, the old dogs or something like that.
Yeah, they were like around for a short time.
Yeah.
Z516?
Yeah, Z516 is Principle.
That was like the drum. No, well, back in my day, they were different.
It was the drum line.
It was the drum line.
Yeah, but the drum line,
because we used to call
Z516 is Principle of Perfection. It was made from the drum line.
I got you. So they're different now.
Yeah, we had to change our name due to a process, so we had to come back under a new name.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Really interesting. So, and what we're talking about, there are high schools that have these high school, I won't call them fraternities and sororities, but they're like, organizations. And the good thing about it is, and I think it's indicative to African American high schools.
Yes.
Because, I've taught, I've visited, I've given speeches at non-African American, non-predominantly African American high schools.
Yep.
You see none of those organizations. Nope. You see the Key Club and the 4-H and, the usual organizations. You don't see, like, step groups. No. And so it's really unique and indicative of the experiences on how people of the African diaspora go wherever they go and change the flavor of whatever they're doing.
Yep.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is.
Like you guys are doing with StepAfrika. You're changing the flavor. Is there one dance in StepAfrika that is... and by the way, guys, we're talking to Jerel Williams from Jacksonville, Florida. He's also one of the principal performers with StepAfrika, one of the top 10 dance companies, African dance companies in America. Is there one of the dances, I know you talked about a new dance that you guys have premiered. Is there one that speaks to you, one that you said, that's the one that I really like the most?
The dance that caught my attention the most with StepAfrika is the South African Zulu.
Yes.
It's a war dance.
Yes.
I love that dance. It's about just a spirit of war. Also, they do it in the celebrations to celebrate people graduations or even the death of a family. It's also a celebration war dance, and it's done in South Africa, and it's about snapping your legs down like you're crushing a skull. So it's a snap of the leg, and it's a fast movement, fast African dance. And y'all know how the thing go in Africa, but the Zulu war dance is totally different. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of showmanship. It's just a lot in it, and it just allowed me to go into a whole different person of myself to bring out that war spirit, So sometimes it just helped me relieve a lot of stress or a lot of things that I'm going through, and just through that war, that war spirit and dancing on stage. So that would be like my favorite dance that StepAfrika provides, the South African Zulu dance. So,
you call yourself, or was given the name, I know in step groups, we get line names, which you will not know mine.
Okay.
Some we can share, some we can't. But you were given the name or took the name Step Sensei.
It's so crazy.
And I noticed on your Instagram,
Yeah.
we'll share your Instagram when I put everything out there, but you have a lot of Asian influences. You're like Liu Kang, since Nicki Minaj just come out with Chung Li.
Like something like, when the sensei, sensei.
Yeah, you call yourself
it comes
Step
from
Sensei.
Japanese,
It's Japanese.
thing.
Yeah.
But,
and you have the Asian inspired
Yeah.
stuff on your page. Was it a name given to you, or is it something you chose?
Actually, it was something I was inspired by. I had, some years ago, I had a barber. He went by the name Sensei, the barber.
Yeah. Which is teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
And leader.
That's correct, yeah.
And I was listening to that name, but one of these days I got in the chair and I was like, Sensei, the barber. I'm like, man, this boy cut so nice. Like, he really cut really, really good. So I'm like, then he's a master at work, So what I was like, look, I'm a master at what I do as a stepper. Mm-hmm. So how can I put Sensei a part of my life type of thing as me being a master? So I start going home thinking about things, this Sensei, that Sensei type of thing. Then I say Step Sensei. I'm like, Step Sensei. And I wrote it on the paper, and I showed my barber. Actually, I got a card made. I went straight to Vistaprint, and got some cards made just so I can see the visual of what it would look like, and how it sounds. Or if somebody had a card, what would their expressions be, or how they respond to it. So when I did that, I was like, wow, people responding to it very well. Steps in, they're like, yo, this is an awesome name. That's really neat. That's dope. That's a dope name. So then I just took it and ran with it from there. So I got the name Step Sensei. It was inspired by my barber.
Wow.
So no one have never really asked me that question. Some people think, I just want to call myself that just to feel like I'm one of the best steppers or something like. Nah, it's nothing like that. It's all about leadership, being for the community, working with a lot of youth, and just understanding that you always a master at work at your what you do.
And being the master, it's funny. Erica Badu.
Yeah.
Badula Oblongata, Maria Mexico. Wait a minute, let me see if I can call all her names. Analog Girl in the Digital World.
Come on.
Let's see. Sarah Bellum. Erica has like 100 names, right?
She a Gemini?
She is not. Erica is actually
Gemini. Y'all, they
Aquarius, I think.
Okay.
I think Erica's like an Aquarius because her birthday was a couple months ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I think she's either Aquarius or Pisces.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Why do I know this?
That's your girl.
Yeah, I love. Now
that's your girl.
I fan out over. I've hung out with Erica a few times.
No joke, man.
Fan out over. But Erica said one of her quotes that I love is, "Write it down. Even spelling is a spell." Mm-hmm. And the beauty of that is what you just said. You literally wrote down Step Sensei. Like, I am this thing. Yep. I am this person, right? Yep. And not only did you write it down, you went and got it printed out, which elevated it to another level because you were able to see it. And this is before you were in StepAfrika, right?
Yes.
Look at what happened. Yeah. I'm really getting tingles thinking about what a great lesson that is for you to teach young people, for you to share with others, is that with all that we go through, if we just write it down and focus intention on those things we want, we have the power to create them.
Yep.
Before I did what I did as an actor, as a news anchor, as a reporter, and I used to be, for me, and I hope, you're a little bit younger than I am, so I hope I can, give you some knowledge or stuff that I've learned on my journey.
As you already did.
But it's stuff on my journey,
Yeah.
I used to try to fit into these boxes, right? As an actor. People wanted me to be in the actor box, right? And then once you even get in that, you're stage acting versus film acting, which are you, right? And then as I taught for a while after I graduated from undergrad. As a teacher, they want to stick you in that box. And like, oh, we know what he does. He's a teacher.
Right.
Or then you got the box over here as a news anchor. When I became a news anchor, oh, he's a news anchor, and they put me in that box. Or when I hosted, right, when I was on Nickelodeon, a host, and you get put on that box. And so many times people put you in different boxes. What I've grown to realize and understand and really love is the diversity of not being able to be in a box. Because I am all of those things I mentioned.
Yeah.
I am none of those things individually, but collectively, all those things make up who I am. And the same with you in stepping.
Right.
So when I'm focused on something, I write it down, I focus on the intention, and I do it. And you did it.
Right.
So it's a great lesson for you to share.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
I mean, you have to do. I learned from many mentors and many seminars and that I've come across, that I read upon. I mean, you just have to do that. You have to bring your vision to life by seeing it for itself, writing it plain, and going for it, meditating over it, and continue to speak it into the universe so it can come back full circle.
Yeah.
You know, and it will.
And you share it with others and pass it on, like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So as we begin to wind down, and I really appreciate you taking time, because I know
thank you for having me.
We're here in Jacksonville with your family. And how was that Mother's Day? You spent
it
time
was-
with your family.
It was pretty good, man.
Your mom's gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
She keep herself up. She take her vitamins. So anybody out there say you old when you hit 40s, my mom is 46. She's beautiful.
She is beautiful.
Taking her vitamins, taking her eating the right food. Also, leaving stress alone. She don't be in nobody's business. She stick to her own business. She ain't got time for nobody else's storms and crap that they bring in their life. My mama stay to herself. If you want to live long, stay to yourself and eat well.
Good advice. Good advice. All right, lightning question round. We do a round of questions and then kind of rapid fire to see where you are. Sometimes I'll pause if they're interesting and ask some follow-ups to it.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Favorite color is blue.
Why?
It always been. But my favorite colors to put together is black and red.
Why?
I always, just something about black and red with me. I always wore it be the colors of my organization or different colors.
In the African pantheon, that's the color of Eshu.
Oh, wow.
Eshu, who's known as the divine trickster. He's like Mercury in Greek and Roman mythology.
Oh, really?
Eshu is that for African, in the African pantheon. His colors are black and red.
I never knew that.
Interesting. Why do I know this stuff? I know I got to stop.
You're very intelligent.
No, I got to stop reading. That's what
No, that's good. That's what I need to start doing more.
So, what is your, you have any pets?
No pets. If I did get a pet, I would like a Rottweiler.
So you like dogs?
I like dogs.
A Rottweiler. You had one growing up?
Nope, not a rock. I had like another type of dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Also an iguana as my
just
reptile.
Random for no reason.
An iguana is a reptile that's be in a nice cage or something like that. But take care of it. Put it on my neck. Go to the beach or something.
I feel you. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? I eat food. I love food. If I had a favorite dish, this is what comes to my head. Some really good baked spaghetti.
Baked spaghetti.
Yes.
Okay, that's I unexpected. Wow. The movie, like a movie, just a regular movie. Mm-hmm. What movie would be great as a musical?
As a musical. Any movie.
Any movie. I know, right? That's why I love this random
Friday.
You know what? You're not the first person to say that on the show.
For real?
You are not the first person to say that Friday would be great as a musical.
It'd be so
I still haven't figured out how that would work. And you're laughing because... And it can't be Friday after next.
No,
it's got to be Friday.
Only be.
And I'm wondering how they would make a song to "You Just Got Knocked Out" when Chris Tucker says that, which is like my favorite line of Friday.
You just got knocked out.
Make it a whole production number, right? People come out. That is hilarious. Wow.
Damn.
Kids. You want kids?
I do. I want 5. It's
5 children.
Crazy.
Why
I'm
that
the
number 5?
oldest of 5.
Oh,
so I know how it
go.
feels to have different personalities. I know how I feel when, if you're the only child, you can be bored. If you 2 kids, you can be just fighting all the time. But if you got 3, it's like, okay, we got somebody.
Some pressure's
else.
off.
It's like pressure off of you or whatever like that. But it's also it's a bit position to be in as a leader.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And the process hasn't started. You said earlier, as I was asking the Greek question, you said you're single. So, ladies.
Ladies, like, look, I mean, I just need somebody to understand that I have a busy schedule.
Yeah.
You know, I can't give you all the time, but I make time, you know. I make important time.
Okay.
You know, valuable time, but I can't give it all. So if someone can take that and understand that I'm busy, I travel the world, you know, and be just as busy probably. Don't be someone that's just doing the minimal, you know. Gotcha. Do more so that way we can bring something to the table together. Yeah.
Gotcha. Man, it has been an awesome honor and a pleasure spending time with you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all that you're doing with StepAfrika, and you're pursuing higher education. And I wish you nothing but success.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate your rock.
Thank you for appearing on The Experience.
Come on. Thanks.
We'll be right back. Mondays are just like one of those days.
Back to work already?
Now, Pie 5 Pizza Company gives you Magic Monday. Just stop in and mention Magic Monday, and for a limited time only, for just $5.55. That's right, $5.55. Get your custom handcrafted pie just the way you like it. The toppings you want, more than 40. Your favorite crust. We've got 4, including gluten-free. And your pick of savory sauces. It's all for just $5.55 at participating locations only. Fun, fresh, fast, and sprinkled with a little bit of magic. It's Pie 5. So one of my favorite parts of the show is Your Best Life. It's how people live their best lives. And, you know, that is why I love it so much. Because even with all of the bad stuff, or what some consider bad, because I'm not really in a space where I think something is good or bad. It's just the isness of what is. But I always like to leave you on a positive note with those things that could help make your life better. Yeah, good or bad, don't let it exist. Find something that you can just say, what did I learn from this experience that I've gone through? And I ask all of my guests every time they come, how do you live your best life? What do you do? How do things work? And one of the things that I noticed when I talked about living your best life is when I spoke to Jerel. He gave me some details, some feedback about living his best life and what it meant. And for him, living his best life was something that involved a few things that I use myself and that I've seen work.
I live my best life by waking up, meditating, leaving things at the house and not bringing it into my workspace. Also, just enjoying myself, just loving who I am, loving what God has made me to be as a leader, as a man, and just appreciating every moment that I get to see the sun in the sky every time it shines on me. I mean, I just live my best life by just focusing on my route, focusing on my path, and focusing on what the universe brings to me, not just through material things, but also through people. You know, you got to pay attention to the people that come in your life. So I live my life in awareness, understanding, and an appreciation of just what life brings to me.
Yeah, that's right. Meditation, it's something big. Don't take on too much baggage. When he said that, I totally got it, because that's what I do. Don't try to push things in your life that may not be what you want. Just leave it there. Leave it back at home or throw it in a hole, whatever, but don't carry bags with you. It's almost like forgiveness. I posted something on Instagram recently about forgiveness and forgiving people. When you don't forgive them, you end up being held at the same place where you're holding them. And both of you go nowhere. And in fact, really, it's just you holding on, because the individual that you haven't forgiven, well, they've gone on and continued to live their life. It's you that's sitting there wondering, trying to see, trying to feel, right? Hey, I got Autumn still here with me. Autumn, how do you live your best life? If you had to think of advice you'd give to somebody your age, living their best life, how do you live your best life?
Usually I try to change something I do every day.
Yeah? So do one thing a different way.
Yes. Sometimes when I try to do something, I have a lot of anxiety about it.
Okay.
Even just walking first in line and
Yeah.
being sure of where to go. I try to do that. I want to change myself every day.
Yeah.
To make small progress to someone I want to be.
Small steps to get to where you want to go. I think that's excellent advice. And from someone who's 13 years old, you're giving life advice. You're like our Iyanla guru, I guess, on the show. Anyway.
Also, I think about things a lot.
Thinking is good.
I mean,
thinking is good.
If I also think about the things I do wrong.
Yeah.
So I can go over them and see what I can do next.
How to make it better. Great advice. Great advice. So you take that advice and apply it to your life to see how you can live your best life through meditating and, as Autumn said, thinking and doing a common thing in an uncommon way every day. Yeah? Well, that is the end of the Rahman Experience. Thanks for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed it. Remember, the conversation continues to keep going. You can find me online on Instagram at RahmanJ, RahManJ. Also on Twitter at RahmanJ. Facebook, facebook.com/RahmanJFans. And, of course, you can call me, 540-RAHMAN7. That's 540-RAHMAN7. I want to know what's on your mind. Leave your message to about 30 seconds or a minute or so. Not too long, but let me know what you like about the show, what you don't like, and what you want to see. And who knows, you just may appear on the air. Thanks for being a part of the experience, and to our producers, Hayden Cummings. Autumn helped produce the show this week, Andy Francois, Helena Smith, all of the people that came together to make this show work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, don't take no from someone who doesn't have the authority to tell you yes. And if no one's told you today, I love you. Now get out there. Be amazing. I'll see you next week.
The Rahman Experience. It's a brand new experience, a brand new time, a brand new way to do it. Hey, yeah, it's all mine. I'm the one telling stories you thought couldn't be told. I'm the one that bring you in your when you shaking from the cold. I'm the one always out front, yeah, trying something new. I'm the one that's gonna deliver when they ask what it do. Politics, entertainment, and science, all the news. Keeping you on the level with the stuff you can use. DJ Kids on the beat, and Ross got the track. It's the Rahman Experience. You know that's where it's at. Rahman Experience.